Welcome to a special edition of Beyond the Arc. I'm Michael O'Brien, and I'm here with Chicago Sun-Times reporter Becky Schlikerman. We're here with an update on last season's biggest story, which was Curie's forfeit of 24 games and the Chicago City Championship. Chicago Sun-Times investigation has revealed that it possibly was not just Curie with ineligible players last season. The CPS is missing eligibility documents for most of its 96 basketball teams, including, it appears, every team from the Red West, every team from the Red Central, and every team from the Red South, the three most prominent basketball conferences. Becky filed a FOIA to get the documents from Chicago Public Schools. Can you explain to us exactly what a FOIA is?
Sure. So a Freedom of Information Act request is a request to any public body for documents that they might keep. So in this instance, I asked for all of their eligibility sheets for all the basketball teams in CPS. And what we found was very interesting.
Yeah, there were regularly scheduled 460 boys basketball conference games. That's in all of the sections. And that means they should have had 920 eligibility sheets, one for each team in the game. And out of the 920, how many did the CPS send you, Becky?
46.
Not a whole lot there. We actually found out that only 2 of the 460 regular season games had sheets from both teams. So only 2 games, technically according to CPS bylaws, actually counted. Now the other form that we were sent over is the Central Office Records Sheet. And that's the form that teams send the CPS at the start of the season. It's kind of like it lists their roster, the date the players are born on, and if they're eligible. There should be one on file for each of the 96 teams that play boys basketball in the CPS. And how many of those did we find, Becky?
We got 30 of those, and a lot of them were blank, or we couldn't tell what schools they were for even.
Yeah, a lot of the information is redacted. They have to remove the player names, and for some reason they also removed school names on a lot of them. That's why we can't say for certain that there weren't any from the Red West, Red South, or Red Central, but it appears that from the ones that do have information where we can figure it out, none of them were from those schools, and there's just a few blank ones that we aren't exactly sure who they're from. The CPS response to all this news was interesting. They are not going to make any other schools forfeit games, make any other teams give up any titles they had. They also said Curie is still under investigation. However, they have decided to implement new rules, I guess hopefully to keep this from happening again next year. So they sent a big list of kind of new procedures for eligibility for next season. If you wanted to go through those for us, Becky.
Sure. So from now on, athletic directors are going to have to update eligibility forms on a weekly basis, and referees in all sports are also going to have to get updated eligibility sheets before each game. And from now on, regional directors and sports administration officials are going to be doing random check-ins to make sure that all the forms have been submitted and that students that are eligible are in fact participating.
Previously, the coaches were supposed to hand eligibility sheets, we'll exchange them before the game, and they were responsible, I guess, for checking them. And now they've kind of moved that onus onto the referees. I spoke with one referee who said he hadn't heard anything about this yet, so hopefully they've been informed by now. But that's going to be interesting. The referees have a lot to do, the day of the game, and now they've been given an extra task that I'm not even sure they think should be theirs. So as it stands now, Curie has still forfeited all of their wins, and they've still lost the city title that they won on the court. And they've also been relegated down to the white division according to CPS rules, since they finished last in the Red Central last year. That's something that I know they would like to be changed now that we've learned that potentially there were a lot of ineligible players in the city besides for Curie's players, and they're the only ones getting punished. Stay tuned with High School Cube News and the Chicago Sun-Times, and we will keep you updated on all the happenings over the next few months with this story. I'm Michael O'Brien, and this is Becky Schlikerman, and that'll be it for this special edition of Beyond the Arc.